Routines, routines, routines. We love them. We hate them. We want more routines. We want fewer routines. And some of us don't want any routines at all. Now, over the years, y'all, I have seen myself become obsessed with this idea of routines. And then disenchanted with routines. It sometimes feels like I'm chasing smoke, trying to create and then nail down this perfect iconic routine and make it stick. So why do I care so much about routines? Why does anyone? And it's gonna be a different answer for anyone. But before I get into my soapbox on routines, if you have a routine that you love, let me know what it is in the comments down below. Hey y'all, my name is Lauren here with Plan with Laur. I am your best friend and your go-to guide when it comes to all things planning, productivity, and how to use the resources that you have to plan today for a better tomorrow. In today's videos, I'm gonna be talking about routines. We're gonna be breaking down some myths about routines, show you how to create one of your own, and even give you a little peek into what my day-to-day routines are. So let's talk about some universal truths when it comes to routines. I think for one, if you are a planner person, like a lot of us here are, it's natural to look at your planner and see opportunities. There's one more opportunity to squeeze in another meeting on Wednesday between 12:30 and 1:30. And there's another opportunity to try to get in that quick 30-minute workout between 6:30 and 7. Listen, there are always going to be opportunities for everything. And so we have to make decisions all the time about these different opportunities. Now, I think that routines are attractive because they fill this gap or this opportunity in your schedule. And that makes us feel good. Productivity is a rush of dopamine. It's comforting. And our routines allow us to go on autopilot. That's the whole point, right? A habit is so ingrained that you don't have to even think about what you're doing, just do it. And the idea of that combination is powerful. I will tell you that I am guilty of seeing these blank spaces in my planner and seeing these opportunities and feeling like I need to take advantage of them all. So here's my personal take on this. Your opinions may vary, but you don't have to fill your whole schedule with routines. Not at all. You certainly can if this is something that works for you. If routines bring you a sense of normalcy, or if routines are your key to happiness and fulfillment. But if you feel pressure to create a routine because everybody else is doing it, or you feel like it because we have this societal push of life is all supposed to be about efficiency and productivity 24/7, again, spoiler alert, it's not. But I want to be clear about one thing. If your routines aren't working, change them. If you hit the snooze button, whether literally or figuratively, every single day on your routines, change them. Because something isn't clicking with that routine. Maybe it's the routine itself, or maybe it's the process of that particular routine. Because I do believe one thing about routines. They should always be driven by a sense of clarity and a sense of purpose. You should always know why you're doing them and what you hope to gain by the end of them. And if you do, on the days that you have absolutely no motivation, that level of determination will kick in. Now, a lot of people who are a lot smarter than me and a lot more successful than me have made books and brands and podcasts and movies all about creating routines that stick. And from my experience within the world of planning, I have a few tricks that I want to go ahead and share with you. And I wanted to share parts of my routine because one of the biggest questions that I get is, Lauren, what is your planner routine? So y'all, we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so I've already shared with you my first tip when it comes to routines, which is to moderate how many that you have. Now, my second tip is to find anchor points throughout your day. Sometimes these anchor points might be seen as routines in their own right. God willing, if you wake up every single morning, you'll go to bed each night. And if you share my addiction for caffeine, then you'll probably already find a cup of coffee or a cup of tea in your hand every single morning. If you have a dog or an animal or someone at home, you'll also find that part of your morning is marked by taking care of them. If you work in an office or you take your kids to school, you might find your hands on a wheel of a car every single morning. All of those things that I just mentioned, all of those moments, barring an occasional interruptions, are already baked into our days. And for me, I call those anchor points, the things that we're already doing, the things that are already naturally a part of our day-to-day routines that we don't even call routines, because for some idea we have this idea that like routines have to be this special thing that we're doing. But no, waking up and brushing your teeth and taking a shower, that is a morning routine that you already have in place. But I use these anchor points to build out my day because my rule of thumb is consistency. And these anchor points, these things that we are naturally already doing, are going to go ahead and help with consistency. My next tip that I have is to find a trigger to kick off your routine. Try to make this trigger as easy as possible. For example, if your routine is trying to take your dog on a walk every single morning, you might say, once I finish my cup of coffee, then I'm going to take my dog off on a walk. And the first couple of times you do it, it may not feel natural. But then what it's going to start to do is that trigger is going to tell you when it is time to start your routine. And again, on your first day, so let's say that we are going to start a writing routine. On your first day, your goal for that routine shouldn't be, I'm gonna write 10 pages. It's, let me finish my cup of coffee. That's my anchor point that I'm gonna use as a trigger. And then let me write today's date, okay? We wanna make small little steps to help us achieve our ultimate routines. And my next tip is to keep that routine short. I commit only to 5-minute routines. Some people would think that a 5-minute routine is way too short, but listen, I have a short attention span. So 5 minutes is achievable for me and something that I know that I can do every day. I don't necessarily have an hour to carve out every single day to work on a routine. Now, this will differ from individual to individual. You might think that 5 minutes is way too short, but find a time that is manageable, something that you can do every single day, no matter what. And for me, that's 5 minutes. I will share with you how these tips have helped me create 2 routines that I've really stuck with and I've been able to stay consistent with. I have a morning routine and an evening routine, and each of them are built around an anchor point of waking up and going to bed. Things, again, naturally occurring in my day. My morning routine trigger, like I said, is drinking my cup of coffee. This is easy because I do enjoy my cup of coffee. I also want to enjoy my coffee. I don't want to drink my coffee and do a million other things at the same time. And, you know, it does help with alertness. This trigger allows me to slip into the quick focus work I do, checking in with my planner and then sorting my email inbox. This only takes a couple of minutes for me. Then I go ahead and I take my dog out for a walk. And that's my morning routine. Wake up, coffee, planners, dog walk. In the evening, I use the anchor point of going to bed, and I work backwards to create my routine. And for me at night, it's less about a winding down routine and it's more about my nightly planner routine. But this is good for me. So my trigger is putting on my pajamas. Now listen, I will never fight against changing into comfy clothes. I run through my skincare and I brush my teeth. And when I finally get into bed, I already have my journal and my planner beside me. Now my journal lives right beside my bed. My planner kind of migrates throughout the day, but I always make sure to bring it up at night when I know that I'm getting ready to go to bed. When I finally get into bed, my favorite pen is already there. I journal first about how my day went, how things are going in my life. Then I grab my planner and my Plan with Laur planning pad and think about how I want tomorrow to look, and I sketch that out and schedule plans for tomorrow. I've done this in as short as in 5 minutes. Some days I am feeling like I want to spend more time on this routine, and that's the great thing, is that I can decide to spend more time on it if I want to. So some days it's shorter, some days it's longer. But more than often, I'm just focused on getting a quick recap of all of my ideas out on the page. I want to know what to expect the next day, which is why it's crucial for me to plan and schedule tomorrow. And that's it. That's my evening routine. So y'all, this is my process. This is what works for me, which is why I want to go back and really reiterate what I said at the beginning, which is why you don't have to create a bunch of routines throughout your day. It's all about balance in your life. That's why we use planners. That's why we're working on goals. We're always trying to find a sense of balance. And to have balance, you need to make sure that you have a clear idea of why you have that routine and why it's something that's important to you. So let me know if anyone else uses these types of tips in their routines or your biggest takeaway from this video. All right, y'all, now that is all that I have for you today. Make sure to share your routine magic with us down in the comments down below. If you are new here, welcome. I hope that you decide to stick around by hitting that red subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday and Thursday. As always, y'all, my name is Lauren here with Plan with Laur, and I'll see y'all next time.